Aloha, everybody, and welcome to Reseller Group Therapy. Let's turn off our stupid voices right there. Doubling up. And in the director's chair is me. In the stat chair is Spam Banshee. That's Pokey. And our guest today is the...
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
Is Mr. Meeseeks himself. Hayfrosells, welcome.
Hey, everybody. Hope everyone is having a great day.
Hope you guys are all having some good sales. Let's get right into that. Our sales are okay, although they have been flagging a little bit. Flagging. They're not peak. We've noticed a little bit of flailing, but that's just like ebb and flow type stuff. How about yourself? Sales good?
For me, the overall of everything, my local sales have just been like
double rainbow all the way.
Well, double rainbow.
That's possibly a triple rainbow.
Yeah, no, eBay. I mean, I'm just learning to accept that it is what it is, and
it is, yeah.
And I'm just, I'm pivoting and doing whatever I can do to, make up for them. I mean, it's the same story. So I had a really good Sunday, and then I had really good, and then I did have a couple of slow days. So I don't know if that's throttling. I don't know if it's coincidence. I don't know. At this point, eBay is going to be what eBay is, and it's sad in my opinion. But I mean, I can only talk about it for so much, right? Yeah,
and I think they've turned us, they've turned us at least back on for as much as they could have. We looked at our numbers, and interesting. Our sales are we have twice as many sales as this time last year, with half the ASP because we're selling lower.
Well, you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
we did, and it actually equals out pretty much. So we feel like that they have turned us back on as much as we can be turned back on without promoting. With doing the nuclear reset, which is requires the daily thing. I am gonna do it. I've decided not to do it today because I know I will screw up if I'm going to do it live. I'm gonna do the full nuclear reset live on just one store, not to be crazy, and then also start the sale again, because every time I do a nuclear reset and I have a sale, I have to redo my sale every single day too.
Well,
and that's what we're doing now with sales. That's actually kind of newish.
You don't select that button where
it doesn't work right for me. It ends up 4 hours later, and it doesn't suck up all the new items listed. I literally have to go in, and I do it a hard, tedious, manual way, and I do it 200 items at a time for 1,600 items. So it wasn't working for me just to have it suck up any new items that qualify or whatever that tick box is.
See, the thing is, sometimes it does for me and sometimes it doesn't. So that's why I wanted to ask you to see what your experience was.
It does not do it every time.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Or sometimes it'll do it for, if I do one reset and then maybe the next time I do it, it doesn't quite catch them all. It's
that's what we have. So now I just every 2 days, you can only end a sale every 24 hours.
Yeah.
So if you haven't reached that time, then I can't even end it. So sometimes I'll have 3 sales going. They look exactly the same. You couldn't tell if you're looking at my store. Everything's on sale. In fact, I'm doing a 30% off sale right now. And that's a lot of that is what's helping me keep my momentum. Which means my items are probably 30% overpriced at least, because this does help move them. And I'm not sad about any of the sale prices.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I mean, I'm trying to chase just to get even from last year. Like when you do, and I don't really believe all of the back office stats, but I still look at them. I'm like
you got to look. It's the only thing you got.
So I'm down 7% from last year at this time on my account, but Maria's is up. I want to say I'm checking right now. I think it's 12%. So
nice.
Are you saying year to date or just including January and February?
So when you compare basically January 1st until today of that time period last year.
Okay, that's awesome.
Well, not awesome. Not where I want to be.
It's awesome compared to us, I assure you. Ours is definitely still down. So
you're down year over year.
We're down year over year. Yes.
Okay. I thought you had destroyed that and gotten.
We have not. No, because every time. So if I'm just looking at their numbers, it fluctuates so much. In my even like our sell through rate, like 2 days ago, our sell through rate was up 7% to 1.4%. Our sales conversion rate. Sorry, I'm looking at the numbers right now. And now it's saying it's up 1% to 0.9. So over a course of just several days, we lost a lot of the early March awesome sales that were like $500 days. A couple of those fell off. So then it just really skews the, your 30-day numbers. And if I go and I'll look at here. Let me look.
Yeah, so my account's down 7. Marina's is up 12, but I sell more on mine, so I'm basically even.
Yes, and our other store is up immensely. So
we've been adding a lot more stuff to the other store.
So we're taking the low priced items and the slow sell through rate items, moving them over to the other store in order to get 2,000 item stores, as opposed to anything over 2,000 on either store. So 2,000 is our maximum number because we can do nuclear resets on that.
So how many items do you have on your small store now?
Over 300 items. And mostly we're adding the lower comic. We're taking any comic books. Most comic books are going over to the other store because they're all ungraded. And if they were graded, they would be 1s and 2s and 3s. So that's why they're all going over to the other store.
And we're putting like the 45s, the 7-inch records over
if
there.
They're very good or very good plus.
For the books, those 20,000 books we have that we're slowly getting through. If they have, if they're paperbacks, we're starting to put those over on that second account. Or if they have barcodes, we're putting them on that second account.
Because most of the books are not barcoded, and they're all first editions, first prints. Sometimes they're promos, like with please review this book. They're nice books if you like film studies and film stuff. They're really the
Cornhusker Picker, his impressions are going crazy. He wanted to know if anyone else is. I can say mine. I just looked at my stats, and my stuff is like really down because I haven't done a reset. I didn't do much of a reset yesterday because I was busy, and I haven't done anything today. So like I literally have 72 views on my on my store right now, which is pathetic. Thanks, eBay.
You have 72 for today, you mean?
Yeah.
Ours today, we have 189 page views today.
For the first 10 hours of my day, I've got 72 page views, which is just pathetic.
That's sad. Yeah, that's sad.
Like normally I average when doing resets, I don't know, between 350 and 450.
When doing resets, we average. Well, if you look at the page views I don't know. I think the trough might have broken. Because now we have about 5 days, that real low trough on page views. They were keeping our page views pretty much pinned at about 250 max. And then and then it would show 3 days of page views sort of through the roof on the bar chart. And then on the 4th day, they would lower back down. Well, we have 5 days currently of page views sort of going through the roof, sort of. With our biggest day being 450 page views.
And look at the external sites they're
up. They're like 50%
up.
I'm not sure if that's going to stick.
Which day was your big page view day?
The 6th.
Yeah, the 6th.
Okay.
So 6th, and that usually should fall back down into a trough zone, like basically losing half the page views because they've reconciled or something. But it seems to be sticking up. So we have 5 days total. Usually it's 3 days. The 4th day it goes down. Now we've got 5 days of them up. but impressions are capped, pinned, throttled, whatever, at 150,000 impressions a day for the last month without exception.
So external site view, page views and impressions are down some. The external views are down 43%. Yeah, our page views are up.
Yeah. I mean, so this is like the last 30 days. This is what this means. They're down 43.5% for the last 30 days. External site. We'll do a Carl breakdown. External site views are 1566. That's down 43.5%. Well, page views are up 2.1%. Total page views are up 2.1% at 6144. And impressions are a flat, like for 2 months now, at about $4 million. Jeez, I wish that was actually money. 4 million impressions for 30-day period.
Down 1.7%.
Down 1.7.
So,
let me just say hi to everybody who's in the chat, because Carl has let us off here. Aloha, Carl. And Callie Debs, Biff Boffo is present and loving it, like McDonald's or something. Paul Rose is here. M's here. Wait, did I already say Callie Debs? Yeah. I did, but let's say it again. Let's give her a horn, too. Cornhusker Picker. Let's see. Intergalactic Microsystems says, age and nutty world we live in. Everyone is ADHD now. That is so true. Freya's here. Jen is here. Basket Noodles here. Dendicord Depot. Motorcycle Dork. Aloha. And Carla Olson is here in a beautiful shade of green. She's using the Pokey. Mike Seller did too. Mike Seller used the Pokey.
I love it.
Biff says, what does it all mean?
So cute.
Let's see who else.
Pokey, you're famous.
You're famous. James is here. Aloha, James. And Lenny K and Patricia's here. Everybody made it.
Double bell. Hello.
All right. So yeah. So same old. Oh, let's see. Biff says, I get 1,000 page views on a good day. Nobody wants my stuff. Well, that's like twice as much as we get. It's about that's more than 10 times the amount that Hayfrosells has today so far.
Yeah, it's like 14 times. Well, he's probably, I'm sure it's 1,000 at the end of the day. Maybe he has
37,000 items or something like that, right? He has a lot of items. 1737. We haven't gotten an update on that, so I forget. But how many items are you rocking on your main store that you have 72 on so far? How many items do you have? Are you looking, Jeff? Oh, I was asking you.
Oh, I thought you were asking.
I'm asking you. No, Biff can. Biff should tell us. Tell us how many items.
Well, I've got 37 something on mine and 41 something on Maria's. But Maria's has a lot of really small stuff as well, and lower price stuff. But yeah, but I lost 200 listings recently. So.
Oh yeah, isn't that awesome? I love doing that.
No, but I don't know how it happened. That's the weird thing.
So the way it happens is, and this is, I've kind of determined it, but it's not proven fully. Is that it's human error when you are in your ended listings doing a reset on them. You forget. This is what happened to me. I'll speak for myself though. You forget where you are you're in ended and not in current listings. And when you're in current listings, you end your listings. Well, you can end them from your ended listings too. Technically it's delete, but you might just not, you're just in a pattern and you accidentally pattern those out. And that's happened to me. Also, what's happened is I haven't refreshed the ended listing page before I start my relist process, and all the items aren't in there because it's not refreshed. So let's say I do 2,000 items and I refresh it in between each time I do it just to keep track, but it says 1,800 items and I don't hit refresh, and then I start relisting them. and somehow that 200 vapors.
But so I had so basically I'd lost 200, but then I had 200 that were duplicate.
Yes, because you thought you were listing everything exactly right, but you duplicated 200, and you don't change the price, right?
But it doesn't let you duplicate. Normally, there's a hard stop anytime you try to relist something that you already have listed.
I'm sorry. Do you change the price? Do you change the picture? Do you?
I
Change
sometimes do. I sometimes don't.
So it might not be catching.
Sometimes it doesn't catch it if it's a different price. So if you change the price, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So if you change the price, it does not necessarily catch it. Sometimes it does though. Just saying.
Okay, I didn't know that.
The oldest millennial was saying, which you used to do this. Do you still do it? Right, always write down your active listings before you start.
Yeah.
Then
I don't.
after.
I'm very, very loose. I'm sort of like I don't know who's a good wrestler nowadays. I just do it off the top of my head now. But what I have is a finger system, and it works. Mostly, I use it with the when I have to do the marketing again, when I have to restart my sale, because you can look at your numbers. You have to know how many you started with, how many offers you have out, because those don't get reset. The way I do it, I don't reset things that have offers out. So when you've done all of your erasing, you're still going to end up with like 30 items that aren't being reset. And I also leave items up that don't need to be reset. So Apple computer items, that's my famous thing to bring up. Those are so watched. I get a number of watchers a day on these items. So I do not reset those because it would sort of be killing the sale, because people are watching it, waiting for their paycheck, whatever it is, because these are high sell-through rate items. I do see that Biff Boff was trying to get to 40,000.
He's trying to catch up to James.
But is bleeding out fast. As fast as he can list them, he's selling them. That, my friend, is called Reseller Nirvana. We celebrate you.
I did see that
Biff
James, up above a little, it's hidden now, was saying that his sales are still down 20% from last year, even though I have thousands and thousands of more items listed. Yesterday and today I've been back on server error and website failures.
Oh, that's too bad.
And Den Decor was saying to James that they had a server error, and they posted a screenshot to James's Facebook yesterday showing their error, or some sort of error glitch or something.
Basket Noodle is I don't know where he gets his information, but he's saying resets will like from remember Will? He was in The Office. He played the new boss. Will. What's Will's last name?
I don't remember.
Sandoval? No, that's a childhood friend. That's not it. Will, who played the boss, who took over Michael's job for like 3 episodes. He had a very small arc. Will Ferrell.
Yeah. I forgot about him. Wait, so is Basket Noodle pro or anti resets?
I don't know what his personal feelings are, but he's saying it will get items pushed down in external aggregate search traffic or suppressed. I mean, I don't get suppressed. I mean, well, how can I say that? I've been doing a nuclear every single day for 6 months or more now. So I can't tell you that I'm necessarily not getting suppressed. My traffic is so, page views fluctuate, but impressions do not at all. So I don't know if that's I don't feel like I'm getting. Our sales have been up. Everything has been. The patterns have remained intact since the beginning of March, but February and January this year were so bad, and the first 10 days of January were just, there was no sales at all. I think for a lot of people
of this year.
Yeah, so it's hard to catch up.
It was horrible.
It's hard to catch up to that. So James seems to be having, I don't think we're down quite as much as 20%, but it's still not. We're still down. But March is better than. Well, March caught up to last March. I think that's maybe what we were talking about. And then she gets annoyed because everything I say just sounds so jumbled because I can't keep two thoughts in my head at once. But it is. So March we pretty much were on par with last March, but we're not up to date for the year because of February and January.
And Carl, eBay Live, was saying my daily page views are a little down at this time of the day, but they will peak later this evening. And then he was also saying, yes, page views do seem to be much higher than comparison impressions lately. Yeah, that's what we're seeing. Page views are up, but all the other numbers are bogus. Everything bogus. I mean, I guess you use it as some sort of gauge, but... we did.
Paul Rose is at a goose egg today. Didn't accept an offer for a third of my asking price on a Dio 1987 Dio shirt. I wouldn't accept that either. But I definitely have been accepting some. Basically, the way I look at our items are the first page. We have 10 listing pages or 9 listing pages with 1,700 items. So the first page is the page that the first 200 items starting at price are the ones I don't compromise too much on the price on, or there's more room. So I'm accepting a smaller percentage off, but anything below that I start at $35, that's now on sale for $25. I want $20 an item on a record or a video game or certain things. So if I get a $20 sale, I'm happy. So that goes for the bulk of our items, and that's just what I want. So I prefer 25. So then every 4 of those is $100. C-note, what's up? But I'll do it with 20s.
Basket Noodle does not do resets. So I just
the nudes does not do resets, huh? Okay.
So how have you found how have you survived throughout?
I actually see up here the B Nude says I actually left a lengthy software engineering explanation on this fella's YouTube last night about resets, but I didn't realize my PC had dropped the router connection. So you lost it. But I'd be curious to find out why you are saying that at this point. What's changed? I mean, I'm not noticing just a betterment starting in March. But I did resets from October till March. Things sucked and were suppressed down, whatever you want to call it. And then in March they perked, and they've stayed perked. So I'm not sure what information you're using to come up with that.
I mean, quite frankly, Jack and I, we talk all the time, and it seems like the reset is still the only thing that actually will get some sort of results. It'll get people eyeballs, the ability to send offers out to people. Yeah. It seems like the only thing that gets you some sort of visibility.
They'd have to flag you because you're utilizing a first day sale strategy. Everybody on the platform benefits from that. So in order to suppress us or to separate us out, they would have to be flagging our accounts specifically. This guy's doing a nuclear reset. They would have to be doing that, which I'm not sure they're doing that yet, but maybe.
Did you see? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just going to say.
No, I'm going to go. No, go.
Did you see Jen was saying select all inventory when you restart a sale on relisted items?
I tried it. My experience is it's not working all the time. So I found a way to make it work all the time. And then I have to go in there and actually click the box that says do not. So I make a brand new sale, and then I have to click on every page, select 200 at a time, and put do not select items that already are marked down.
Oh, you already addressed that.
So
what were you going to say, Jeff?
Basket Noodle said to link he said list new item. When I asked him what he's been doing, he says list new items daily, link your store in your description, target Google. So you just put your store link inside the description of each listing. Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, Basket Noodles does some stuff. Like I'm sure he was the one talking about tracker bits and stuff in the pictures and stuff. I mean, I can't do that.
I've never heard of linking your store inside your description.
I've heard words like that before, and I just didn't understand it. I'm like, I'm just
They
gonna
were
let
just in a
this.
different order. It was store, link, description.
Yes, exactly. I just got an offer, so I'm gonna. I gotta take this
So you just put
I got a
link
$10
to your
offer
store in the description. Interesting.
on a $19.
Well, I think it creates a backlink, and maybe it makes your listing. I don't know. I don't really understand it.
And Basket Noodle was also saying somewhere something about when you have sale items, Google does show those more. But we're not doing offsite promoting or anything.
We don't do offsite.
So,
We don't do any promoting
yeah.
of our store at all. Zero. Zippity zero.
What were you saying, Jeff?
I was just reading another thing that B Nude. I like that nickname. All my items use a responsive web template. I don't know what that means, like as opposed to an irresponsible.
A responsive web template would be it's a WordPress or Webflow, whatever. You're making one website that depends on how big your window is. It shrinks or expands the layout, so it's responsive to if you're on a phone. Or if it's just one website. So you used to have to make a mobile website and a desktop website. Now you just make responsive websites that depends on how big the window is that's looking at it. So if you're on a phone with a vertical window, it automatically resizes it. And then if you're on a desktop, which is horizontal, it automatically spreads it out.
Ryan
usually what that means.
He remembers when you had to put the title of the listing in the first line of the description to get more views. That was popular years ago.
It's still a best practice. It's still, in fact, you when you were offering Jet's, I think that was Jet's list of funny things to do, like go look at watches and stuff. One of them was making sure. Well, it's an SEO thing.
I do it only. Like I just did that because I did that. I didn't do it because anybody told me to.
Well, it's easy to just copy your title and put it into your description. And if you do that and it matches those search terms up and they're both in the title and in the description the same, it will. There's some sort of blessing from the search engines for that.
Do you have your own website or like outside of eBay that you have your items on, or do you just put them on eBay?
And I would say, just until we hear the answer, everybody should be considering having a Shopify store soon, because it's $30 a month and you can do cross-linking that way. So you can send traffic from both to the other, essentially. Well, I don't know if you can go from eBay. You can't really link directly.
Yeah, how would you do that?
Well, if you have a store name and then you have a website of the same name, that sort of works. But you certainly can send traffic from Shopify to eBay, external site.
Intergalactic says, for me, markdown sales do little. 2 days of resets with small reductions work better than 50% off on your items.
We found it.
Makes sense. Agreed, but it makes no sense.
It does not make sense. But in our case, it's definitely, at least I feel it's kept the flow going.
And maybe it's because we've been doing it for several days in a row.
Well, we've done it for I would say 3 weeks. We've been just consistent sales on both stores, 30% off. The spring has sprung sale,
and our offsite external views have gone up.
They seem to have.
So, who knows? Maybe.
Let me just look at a couple of these upper echelon.
Were you just doing a voice spam?
Were you just doing a voice spam?
Maybe. I can do weird things and not even be aware of it.
I didn't know if I had like a technical difficulty on my end but it sounded like you were starting into a Yoda voice.
Oh. Yoda voice that is.
Noodle gives advice. He does. Let's see what he says about has he come back? Oh wait, we have some more people. We just want to say it to. I see WTF is in the haze. I see
Ryan.
We see Ryan.
Do we say Kent?
Oops, sorry, Ryan. There you're here.
Joe Ban.
Kent is here.
Joe
Ban. I think Joe Ban might be
Hi,
a new
aloha.
a new one. So you get the horn. Welcome.
Oh, so we're saving the horn for newbies now?
Not only, but I think it's a good welcoming thing. So you get some ear damage on your first attempt to make a comment. What did you say? Oh, I see Carl's out. Aloha, Carl. Take care. I think it said you tea time. Oh yes, cooked meal.
See ya, Carl.
New.
I think he's gone. I think he had to go. So Joe Ban says a life hack is to stop wasting time looking for life hacks and focus on the fundamentals. For eBay, this means listing quality items. If you do, you will always be in the best interest to promote your store. Sadly, I'm going to have to disagree with that.
No, that's not accurate totally. Our items are awesome. In fact, some of my items require you do not need to promote. If you have bomb items, you don't need to promote at all.
100%.
And tech and sports, anyone will tell you that. So if you have medium items, or if you have if you sell clothing, for instance, clothing is a category made for promotion. So it totally depends on what you're selling and who you're selling to and all that stuff. Promotions aren't all bad, but I think you probably do need to use them almost always when clothing selling and certain
very competitive sectors, 100%.
Well, and he was saying, too, that one strategy is consistently better than the reset, which is just list more items. And, that obviously helps.
It helps, yeah.
It's a combination of things that...
But why spend so much time relisting? Because that's how the results occur currently. Now, we're at a point where we've done it for 6 months every single day. It takes me, with sales, 23 minutes. Without sales, it could be under 15. And that's why I'm going to do it live one of these days. So
and we're a team.
Doing it live.
We're a team here. So he does all of the computer, the relist, the nuclear resets, the finalizing of drafts I create. So
customer service, packaging.
I'm the one that I do the photography, the cleaning of the items, and getting the draft started. So we're not technically losing time having him doing the reset every day. I'm still doing my stuff, which gets in a queue.
And Joe, just so you know, the title of this podcast and our channel in general is Fracking the Horde. So we're not sourcing. We are sitting on a humongous load of stuff over 24 years of accumulation of stuff that was broken or needed something extra. We sold all the cream, and then now we're dealing with fracking the death pile.
And in 2020, when everyone was cooped up, we started pulling all of our death pile, whatever you want to call it, out of storage, out of the basement storage, and just started bringing it all back to our house. Our house is now packed full. It's so much
big
stuff.
Crap pile.
It's not in the basement anymore. We brought everything up and stuff from the storage units, and we've just been
this
away.
is Star Wars toys. I see collectible Sony stuff from the 80s. Nobody.
How many storage units do you have?
Right now, we still have a big one. We still have one off-site one, and that's all.
Okay.
And that has like all the books, like the 20,000 books are in there.
Okay.
A lot of crappier or really heavy stuff. There's a lot of value in there. We have hundreds and hundreds of educational 16mm films, home movies. These things are worth money, but they're just so frack intensive that we can only do so much. So
testing all the electronics and everything. Yeah, it's time consuming, but
and we sold all like last year for Christmas, or no, the year before for Christmas, we sold all of our Amiga computers, and they had been in storage for so long that a bunch of the batteries exploded. We still got just insane top value for them, even not working, but we would have got more if we had gotten to them. So some of this stuff has been in storage for decades.
Callie Des was saying that starting in March, She stopped getting the system errors.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Achoo! Well, that's good. So maybe everyone else will stop seeing those too.
Yeah, we don't see server errors ever. And I think
much.
what happens is we do all of our eBaying in the morning, like from 5 when I wake up till I finish shipping at about 10. That's our whole online eBay day. So anything that's she did from yesterday, listings, I do those in the morning. And I never, ever, ever see a server issue. But if you guys are listing throughout the day, I'm sure that there might be times.
Right. I guess it's just because when I'm doing the drafts during the day, I'm not really doing much other than just drafting. Sometimes I do have lags in photos.
You're like breaking away. You're
but
like
I don't
just
know if it's
on your
because
10
of the
speed,
cloud,
just drafting.
Because I take the photos with my phone, but then I do the drafts using my iPad. So I don't know if the photos have a hard time communicating or uploading from the cloud or whatever. So
it's a lot of technology happening.
Yeah,
over
there
here.
is. Mm-hmm.
Who, me? Basket Noodles all who, me? I used to have 3 web stores and merchant account. I stopped selling for about 6 years.
Jen has run a coupon, and that has helped.
I haven't. Coupons confuse me. I'm just easily confused by a lot of things, but coupons one of them. Like multi-item listings is one of them. No, I'm sorry.
Oh God, those are horrible. I hate those.
I just can't figure some of these things out, so I try not to figure them out sometimes. I'm just like, eh. You guys, a lot of you guys are smarter than me. You can figure out how to do stuff. Basket Noodle seems to say some words that seem smarter than me, but I don't know. I haven't met him in person.
I've tried coupons. I've never gotten anybody to buy from one.
They're there. I can still go look at the coupon in the coupon section, and I don't get them. And then people come to me. I mean, I've had sales dozens of times that should have involved the coupon, and they don't. So I don't know how to do that.
Oh, I was just seeing that Ryan was bringing up that how eBay
oh dear. Okay, there we are. Ryan right here.
Yeah, sold their card vault to the PSA. You were reading about that.
Oh yeah, we were reading about how Golden just sold to eBay. Golden auctions or Golden collectibles, which is sports cards, comic books, things like that. eBay bought them, and also I don't think eBay bought PSA. But they are in full cahoots with them as far as making some sort of seamless collectible.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Thingamabob.
They sold their card vault to PSA, which will allow buyers to directly send cards into grading. And then eBay also
Just
acquired
keep them
Golden
there.
Auctions today. Huge trading card news. Yeah, so for all of those.
Yeah, I don't do trading cards. Do some comic books, but nothing good.
Oh, hi, Not Funny.
Not funny is hilarious. Welcome to the party.
And Not Funny is saying 99% of my descriptions are just the title repeated with C photos for condition.
Yeah, I've done that.
And as long as you're filling in all the item specifics, does it really have to be any more than
I would say
just the
I would
title
say C photos for condition can be, I don't want to say necessarily a put off, but you can get into a position where you're not describing things well. So if there is some sort of problem with the item or some sort of damage or anything else, do you put in, like if there's a major thing,
in the description field, you could put it in that description box or condition box.
Yeah. Do you say like there's a ding on this or do you just leave it to caveat emptor and make people look at your pictures? And then your pictures have to be just perfect to show everything. But we sold a tea kettle and it had, I don't know, probably 30 little dingy things on it. Not 30. Like
we said there were, some chips and stuff, and I'm thinking, God, I hope this person really looked at the
But she
photos.
takes pictures, and she's just like, zoom. I get 24 pictures.
I
And I have
let
to take some of
filter
them out because you can't send them everything. But if you just say check pictures, people might not I don't know. That's why I'm curious if you ever have, if you think you don't have as many sales because you say that, or do you just say that but your items are pretty good, or do you point out things that are not good intentionally? Does that make sense? I feel like I'm just kind of...
Well, I think you're sort of... Are you saying that if you just say that, it sort of puts the... I mean, it does... It is the responsibility of the buyer to look at the photos,
absolutely.
Obviously. But it sort of...
If there's a major
puts the burden on the buyer if they get it, and then they're like, wait, but there's a scratch.
I didn't see that. Even though you gave me all the pictures in the world, you didn't say... And eBay does say, best listing practices, make sure you say, not just picture major issues with an item. So just curious. Being curious.
Well, I just thought of a way around that is, right, you can just do the pictures or just say, check the pictures for the condition. And then you can, you do
both, yeah.
And
that's what we do.
At least on the iPhone, you can make little circles of where you're trying to point out flaws and stuff. So you could just say, check photos for a condition.
And what's also, thank you for that comment. Also, I'm looking at Larry Trombley. Now, this is one that we have happen all the time. Not all the time, but it happens to us often. If I sell an electronic and it has no powered cord, it's not stated in the listing or photo, am I obligated to send one? He gave me a negative. Now, so no, you're not. You don't have to send anybody anything. And in fact, in that particular case, we have faced that before.
Exact same thing.
I usually,
but no negative.
We didn't get a negative, but I've sent power cords to people, even though they're the most ridiculous, easy to find thing in the world. And I have also, they're not like wall warts where they're specific. It's just like a generic computer cable or, a power cable. And like I just sold a keyboard, and it's not pictured. There's no cords. She erases the cords. Like if it doesn't come with a cord, we erase the cord. There's nothing else in there. But people will ask if this comes with a cord, and we might include one because they asked. Well, that's how we normally handle it.
I have to say though,
but it leaves us open.
Coming from a buyer's perspective, I would have, if I see an electronic, and especially if it's photographed working, I would not think that I had to ask about if there's a cord or not. I would think the cord would be there. This is
the thing that goes for electronic sellers, that we do have that problem. But if you got a negative from that, I would absolutely file a buyer report on this person who has now demanded something that was not included. But here's the caveat emptor for the seller. You got to erase the cord in your picture. Like, you can't have just a little tiny bit of the cord showing. Like, if it's powered on and you can't see a cord behind it, that's the only way it flies, I think. If you show a cord going off to the side and it's not included, they can say, there's a picture of the cord, it's there, even if it's only in one picture and you got 24 pictures. So it's a tricky little thing.
Speaking of electronics,
oh my God, I see John's here. John, what is this?
Poo-poo platter.
With an uneasy.
Being
Poo-poo platter.
Being on different eBay community boards and stuff, I saw somebody posted a screenshot of something. They said that they sell electronics and that evidently they get a lot of returns for an item not as described. And they posted a screenshot of a sale that they just had of an electronic, and there were the eBay fees taken out, and then there was a specific fee that was $19.21.
What was that for?
It was because they had it says very high item not as described rate.
What?
They penalize you if you rate very high.
You said penal.
Yeah, can you believe that? And so I read comments and people were like, yes, that's happened to me. I personally never knew that you get penalized by eBay taking out
we
another
haven't had
percentage.
That yet. How do we find our
$19.21.
what's all of our return rates? How do we find that?
Their item was like $300 and something. So they had the normal, I think it was like $30 taken out for the fees, and then $19.20.
I'm going to go off on another tiny little tangent, Jeff, if you got something to say. Hold on 1 second.
Sorry.
No.
So this right here is a new thing that we had to implement. Industrial UV marker. It's invisible, but you can see it with a black light. So any electronics we send out now, we not only basically for scammers, but I don't even know. It's so weird that people try to take advantage of us this way. I'm just going to cut it off at the pass with mark everything. Open up the container or, the box of the electronic, mark it. I put OSA for Old School Artifacts and the date on everything, on the parts inside, on the circuit board. So if we haven't had a return yet that was legit since I started doing this. In fact, we've had at least two. I've only had this for like 3 weeks. We had 2 returns that never got returned to us because I said, make sure you send me the exact thing I sent you or I will not be able to return it. I mark stuff. And then, curiously, the things do not get returned. So I would suggest, and then the one thing that did get returned, the lady said it didn't work or whatever. I reported her because when I got it back, it did work. She had to use the remote and she didn't. The only way to access this feature was through the remote. It wasn't on the front of the VCR. And so she sent it back to me as item not working. I filed a buyer complaint or whatever it's called and said that she returned something that was working and she said it wasn't. And I showed a picture of the remote and I filed that. And so I don't think that's being held against me. But if you don't do that, it may be held against you.
Yeah, you just always need to stand up for yourself for sure. What are you seeing, Jeff? You're reading the comments.
You're chuckling like Mr.
You want to
Meeseeks.
share? You want to share? I know there's a lot going on.
Before I was reading Sean, like people are talking, like there's been numerous talk about J Ride's massages in the chat. Laughing at that. So do you actually mark certain things when you show?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I'm recommending this. Don't get it on your hands because it doesn't leave for several days. But
I didn't know if you were bluffing when you sent that email to that.
No, absolutely. No. Because both times in these 2 cases that I'm talking about, the person has another one of these. So they're saying, I tried to change this and it didn't work. I'm making a return. And I'm like, you may do that, but make sure you send me, I know you have multiples of these. Make sure you send me the one I sent you or I will not be able to return it. It is marked. And then they don't return it. That's because they were lying to me. They were trying to take out the circuit board and replace it.
Going back to what Spam was saying about the defect, is you just go into your seller level and look at your your seller dashboard and look at your transaction defect rate. Is that how you know?
The return rate, yeah. Well, how do you do that? Where's the
return? I don't know.
Defect rate or return rate?
So
it was. I'm sorry. I can find that post. The person just did a screenshot of.
I have items not as described returns, and I'm looking at this now. I never look at this, so that's interesting. Adjustment reason requests from less than 10 buyers.
So what's your return rate?
0.74.
Mine's 0.72.
So, but they're saying average is this like rainbow thing here. It says average peers are 0.28 and we're 0.74. So we're in the high range for that. One person said wrong item. Like, how long does this thing go? I don't remember. We haven't had any problems lately on music.
Okay, so
doesn't match description and wrong item. So remember when I sent the wrong 45 to 2 people? So 2 people got it. That must be what this is. So one person.
So
said wrong
eBay
item.
actually sent this person a notification saying that I have a high rate of items not as described. I sell mostly in electronics. I reached out telling them not quite true. And that most clients use that option, blah, 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 blah. And then their screenshot, so they had sold
for a whole year.
So they had sold, they sold the item for $384.24. The final value fee was $34.58, and then another final value fee, and right under it in eBay, their font, it says for very high item not as described rating.
That's gross.
A fee of $19.21. It was 5%. 5% of the selling price of the item. So they got dinged 5%.
Wow.
Oh. Well, I mean, this and the returns, I guess they go for a year. They go year to year. So unless maybe you sell a whole bunch of stuff.
So then someone said it only happens when your return rate for the item not as described is significantly higher than other eBay sellers in that same category.
Yeah.
I got hit with it once for small electronics as well.
Okay, well that's great for him. Too bad for that guy. Wait, where's the other thing I wanted to see? What service metrics? I feel like that's not everything. Is that everything? Huh. Because I see here that projected rate. No. This is just actually when you go to item not as described in your service metrics, it does it by category. You can't just see all of your returns. I wonder why that is. I've had 22. So you have to go through every single one of these. I thought it used to show you all of your items not described in one page. Because like eBay Motors, it said we haven't had any returns except for that VCR in the past month for a long time. And this says, 1 out of 22 items in eBay Motors, we had one defective or not working. See, this was before I started reporting buyers last year. I've only started reporting buyers, I guess just in the past month or two. Especially if you get a return and it's not accurate, the item works. Or in the case that like this eBay Motors one, we sent out we sold a whole bunch of Mercedes clocks that didn't work. And they said they didn't work. And then somebody returned it saying it didn't work. And I guess that's still on our account.
Oh boy.
We didn't ever report him.
But you had it listed as a not working?
Yeah. It was a 1964 clock that did not work. And it was like, this doesn't work. It's for parts are not working. He returned it saying it's not working or defective. Now
you have returns, so he can do that.
Yeah, we have top rated 100% returns for no reason, 30 days, blah, blah, blah. People don't really take advantage of it. The advantage really comes in when people, I guess you would call them scamming, when they're, especially electronics. That's huge. Last June I don't know if you remember. You should remember this because it's a very important story. Last June, when our sales, in the beginning of July, when our sales plummeted, we had 3 returns when we had the best June on record. And all 3 of them were vintage CD players because I busted them out to sell them all in that month. And one of them came back with a CD in it that I didn't have, that like somebody stuck a CD in there. And the circuit board didn't work anymore. So I know they swapped it out. One was a real thing where there was some sort of static on the line and we couldn't figure it out. And the guy was a CD repairman. He was like, I'm really trying everything to fix this. I'm like, oh, that's okay. He sent it back to me. I sold it as not working for the same price. So that wasn't really a problem, but it was a return. And then the third one was, what was the third one? Another CD. No, that was the cassette deck where I replaced the belt, mint condition Sony ES double dubbing deck with the rosewood sides, beautiful piece. I got it back. The playhead was snapped off on one of them, and the other one had, in the little slidey tracks, the tape goes down. Someone had taken a knife and like carved it up or something, like had done damage to the slidey track, so you couldn't even get a tape into.
So they
one
didn't
side.
get a full refund.
They got a half a refund, and now I still have the stupid cassette deck over here, all gross.
Did you see that Major Win is here?
I did not. Major Win is in the house. I do see Jet
20
Fixer is here
minutes
too.
ago. Sean Riddle. Did we say hi to Sean?
No, let's say hi to Sean. Aloha, Sean. Quirky Picker Chad is here. Anybody else here that needs
There's
to...
a very lively discussion going on in there.
Yeah, I know. I want to see.
We don't know what's happening.
Right.
Be nice to everybody. Don't be mean to anybody. You're going to have these sidebar chats. Don't Don't disparage
Do you
anybody.
want to read any, Jeff?
Anything worth reading?
No, it's just defining what high sell-through rates are, and Joe Band seems to have the magic formula, but I don't know, why we don't know that magic formula.
Well, I mean, I don't know, Joe Ban. I've only been selling on eBay for 24 years. Some people have been on there for 25 years. They might know more than me. I don't know. But no, we're pretty. We're not running high sell through. Well, we personally are not running a high sell through rate business. That whatever Steve Vash, aloha. We're not running things through our store that are high sell through rate. We're not going out to score high sell through rate items. We are selling items that we have had. We run a boutique that sells collectible 45s. Collectible video games, collectible this, collectible that. Some of it's very high sell-through rate items. Some of it's very long tail items, but we do not sell massagers, digital cameras, broken sunglasses.
I agree with Benny that it is very difficult to maintain an eBay business where you're only selling high sell-through rate stuff.
It's impossible. It is impossible.
Most people just don't have access to that kind of goods, and I don't even enjoy. Obviously, I'd love when I get something that sells through fast. But I like selling long tail.
You have to have the best stores have a nice mix, because you have things that will take a while you're selling your high sell through rate items that sell in 1 or 2 days. You have long tail things that take 1 or 2 months. But even if I will say Jay Ride, because his name was mentioned in the chat somewhere. He does his, it's kind of eBay math where we do sell through rates on 90-day periods, but he's 90 days is to me a sort of a long tail item. If you have an item that will sell within 90 days and that constitutes as tell me if I'm wrong, because here comes my math. That's 100% sell-through rate if you're, let's see. So if you sell one item within 90 days on eBay, that's 100% sell-through rate, right? Is that right?
You know what? If I sell something and it sells in a day, to me, that had a high sell-through rate.
That had a high, exactly. So like Apple computer stuff sells within a week. That is high sell-through rate. Anything that takes longer than a week or a month to sell, that's a lower sell-through rate. But some people would call that a high sell-through rate. So where do we go from here? It's maddening.
And what happens if it's a long tail item and we list it and it sells in a day?
Yeah, then we're totally messed. Then our brains just explode. We have no idea. Then we're in the upside down.
Joe may have already been asked or may have already said this, but what kind of product do you sell? I think someone asked or said that he sells brand new stuff. I don't know. The comment went somewhere. It's now disappeared, but
into the ether.
Into the upper
it's
ether.
It's way up there in the list, and I'm not sure where it went. But yeah, what do you sell, Joe?
Hey, Joe, what do you know? Tell us. What
do you got there, Joe?
Do you list? So people are saying things up here.
Did
Minimum
we say
100.
hi to Fart Sack Jack?
Is he here?
Oh, yeah.
Fart Sack, aloha.
Biff, why so sad? Why are you melancholy over a couple sales? I don't get it.
Who, Biff?
Biff is.
Did you see?
I had sold some stuff overnight, and quite frankly, it made me melancholy. What do you mean? Do you enjoy being in the
motorcycle dork? Must have the plug on pallets of used vibrators.
Well, yeah.
I thought initially I was talking about butt plugs. I was like, what?
Joe sells used electronics. Oh, cool.
Okay, yeah.
That's awesome. They do well. They do well.
And they do. So, Joe, do you use the secret pen of no returns? Because that we do now. Wait, hold on. I was upside down. Sorry. These are the things. Wait, hold on. Now Biff's saying, if I feel I've underpriced things that sell too fast. I see. That's why he's depressed.
Oh.
I totally feel that too. And then I go and jack up the prices on the entire store, and then nothing sells for like a month.
He's so funny.
So
he'll be like, oh, oh God, did I sell? Oh, I probably sold that for too little. And then he's like going on eBay and going online, like, did I sell it for too little? Oh God.
Usually I didn't sell it for too little, but I do hate that. But
if something sells fast.
But you have to be used to that.
Thought,
I mean, J-Ride might be used to that a lot because he has so many items.
And Joe takes free returns. Yeah, we do too.
But do you mark everything so in case you do get a return, you can tell whether somebody actually took the circuit board out and put it in their exact one that they have. Wait, here he answers. I think that's the best for the customer, and I stand by my product. A couple of returns here or there don't bother me, and the extra savings on fees for Top Rated Plus is far worth it. If you do that, yeah,
agree.
We are there too, but I still mark my stuff now because I'm not taking back another electronic item, and my electronics are generally speaking, I would say, not everything, but they're $100, $200, $300 items. The tape deck that I got back and the other, those were like in the almost $300 items that I got burned on last year.
What I was psyched about is being a top-rated seller was how that person was trying to do a chargeback and eBay completely covered it.
On ours?
That CED.
I don't know what they did.
It happened to me when...
Well, they told us that we weren't going to be affected by it.
Can you let
Sorry.
Jeff,
Yeah.
Please, thank you. Go ahead, Jeff. You may.
No, I think I interrupted her.
No.
I'm making the decision.
I sold a hat to a guy, and he had basically the wrong address in there. He went there, and it came back to me, and then I got the hat back, and basically, so he opened a case with eBay. eBay favored mine because I had sent it to the address on file, and then he ended up doing a chargeback, and I think eBay gave him the money back, but they let me keep the money. So I got the money and I got the hat back.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool. I like it when that happens.
Right. For us, we don't know what the outcome is for this chargeback, but eBay told us that we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, they said immediately that we don't have to worry about it, but I'd like to know, and this was just an update. Well, there's no update on it. The same story exists. These items I was selling, super collectible CED, that have a vinyl record on one side, and they were made for the development team in 1973 who invented the CED. I had 5 of them, and the second I put them up at $500 each, this guy contacted me. Ketonic, I'm not supposed to say his name, maybe. He contacted me and said, these are really cool. This is what they are. I've seen them before. He told me everything about them. He's part of the like groups on Facebook and everything. And he said, if the price goes lower, let me know. It's a little pricey for me right now, but if the price goes lower, let me know. So the last one, I'm down to the last one. I put it up for $150. I say last one in the title. He buys it. I ship it. He gives me positive feedback, and then he charges it back. And I don't know why he would do that. And so it wasn't a return. He was happy. He received it. He left us positive feedback, and then he charged it back. So to me, that reeks of some BS. Right, Pokes? What do you think?
Yes.
I think he agrees.
Yes, he has a lot to say.
Joe said, I've considered a secret marking pen. I do get occasional scammers. I think it's going up. I think that the scam rate is a little higher than it was, but this has seemed to quell it.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, I know that I can probably count on one hand how many times I feel like I was legitimately getting scammed.
Only on electronics have I ever felt it. So
I don't really sell a ton of electronics. Like I have a Sony PlayStation that I had got from my brother-in-law with a couple old games, and I just don't even like dealing with like testing things like that. So I just threw it up local, and it looks like it's going to sell at the end of this week. I mean,
that's a great way to do it. Then let somebody else sell it on eBay. Just sell it
local.
No,
I think he wants it for his kids. He wants for his kids to buy it. I mean, to play it.
Benny says, wait, what did Benny say here? Benny says, when eBay used to have Turbo Lister, I could list hundreds of items per day, depending on the items. I'm lucky to get 50 to 100 per day. The easier it is to list, the more that can be listed. Yeah, we can't get that many out a day. We're lucky to get the 10, We're lucky to give the daily refinement 10 out a day.
Same. I'm in awe of these people that can list.
Me
like
too.
that.
Me too.
I'm a self-proclaimed horrible reseller. Like I'm not gonna break any records, but I'm like slow and steady.
We're like, Josh Galt's advanced eBay reseller chat. We're like the mid eBay reseller chat. I mean, sometimes I've really considered myself to be I've had days where I'm like, you are the bomb. You are the best reseller on the planet. That's when you buy something for 25 cents and it sells for 1,000 or something. But those days seem to be very numbered.
So I sent an offer out to somebody this morning, and then I was doing a couple rounds of resets, and apparently it was on that. So he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, did this sell? I want to buy
it."
Patricia did a spit take because of Motorcycle Dork's comment.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Wait. What about Major Win? Come on.
Of the day, basket. Thank you, Major Win.
What did Underdog say? Not here I come to say the day. He said, "Underdog is here. Never fear, Underdog is here."
Biff was saying something sold super fast, and as I was trying to raise the price on a similar item,
Underdog.
it sold.
Pokey's the underdog.
That's Pokem's.
Oh, yes, I've done that before too, where I'm just like, "Oh no, I definitely underpriced that," and then it sells, and you're like.
Ryan was saying that he has sold cards in literally minutes, and somewhere up above, he was saying something about, I think that service, how they sell really fast.
Well, that's a good. You mean the
golden or whatever?
The golden thing, yeah. Well, card people are probably
PSA
super psyched on that thing, that deal. I've not sold a single card. The only cards I ever bought was in 1999. I think 1999 is when I started reselling on eBay. Well, this account's from 1999. I think I had a slightly older one, but I only sold video games on that. I mean, like arcade games, pinball machines. But the account that I have now is from 1999, August. And I know that I registered the account to buy back I had my Star Wars cards. I had an entire set of Star Wars cards from my youth that I had the whole set, and I sold them in 1999 when the first are you getting some stuff from your basement? Let's follow as we're following Jeff down into his storage.
My inner work here.
This is like inner space. So I sold the cards in 1999, and then later that year in the summer, I think it was August 7th, I'm like, I sold all my Star Wars cards. What's wrong with me? So then I went on and I bought them again for less than I sold them for, by like $25. So I think a whole set of Star Wars cards at that time went for about $250, maybe $275. And I had to buy them back like 2 months later for $250. So I guess I made a little money, not really, because I had the seller's fees, but I do know what it's like to sell something that you didn't mean to sell, or that you sold. I didn't mean to sell them. I shouldn't have sold them ever. But now the guy that sold them back to me, he sent me maybe 5 copies of each sticker, and I have the C3PO boner card too, where he's got a C3P boner.
Great.
Well, no, it's like everyone knows.
Yeah, I know. It's worth money.
It's worth money.
Joe's Rare Finds was saying that the bought for 60 cents and sold for a couple thousand only happened to me once, but I'll take it.
I know. It's like the best days. I remember when we first, again, probably 98, 99, when we very first started selling on eBay. The very first thing that I remember, I went into this thrift shop. We went to the thrift shop all the time and just bought stuff for ourselves. And then in this one trip, I got a Dark Tower game, which is a super collectible, probably one of the highest priced board games out there. And most people know it's like a square board. It's a board game, but it's got the tower in the center, and you press buttons on it, and it's like door opening, ooh, or something like that. and it makes a little noise. Most of those have gone bad. The chips have gone bad, but this one hadn't. So their games were 25 cents, and we sold that for $2.50. In the same row was a huge bag of G.I. Joe figures that had all broken. Like the O-ring had dried out, and so they were in half. And it was every single figure from the 1983 and a half. It was the straight arm ones, and then the next year's bent arm ones. So I had the first, second, maybe third year of all G.I. Joes. And I made thousands of dollars on those because all I had to do was replace the O-ring. And then I sold them. Remember that? Yay for me. Pat me on the back. This is my... Thank you. Thank you very much. So here we are in the chat.
The other day, a guy bought a button, and I sent him out the button. I get home, and I see the button that I should have sent to him.
Oh.
So I sent him something that another guy had bought. So I'm like, oh man. Now the other guy hadn't paid for his item yet. So I said to the guy, hey, you're going to get 2 packages. So I literally ran back up to the mailbox that I put that other package on because it was in Canada. And so I sent a message. I'm like, hey, you're going to get 2 buttons. And I told him which one was his because I actually used different stamps for each of them, just coincidentally. Long story short, the guy who bought the button, who I sent, he never paid, so I was able to cancel that sale.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
It worked out. The one time that it works out when someone doesn't pay.
I hate it when I make dumb mistakes like that.
We never do that.
Human.
No, we aren't human. I'm a robot. I'm perfect. Remember how I told you I was perfect?
Perfectly imperfect.
No. Come on. Right, prove to me that I've ever made a mistake. Don't you hate it when people say that? Prove it. Prove it that I've never ever made a mistake.
Benny has a complete Dark Tower game.
You have Dark Tower. It's a good game. Does it work still?
Blue moon.
Does it once in a blue moon? Welcome. Here comes the horn. Yeah, Dark Tower is good. There is that problem with I think it has volatile RAM or it does not keep the sounds in there. You have to replace the chip or something. After a while, it rots.
I think I found some literature like the instruction booklet or something for Neverwinter Nights one time, but I don't think it sold for anywhere near that.
What's Neverwinter Nights?
It's like a floppy disk game. He said Joe Rare finds he found a rare find. He found it for $1 and sold it for $2,000. I
don't know that one. We've sold hundreds and hundreds of big box video games, but they were all we sold some for money. But I can't remember more than maybe $250 or something on some of those games.
Yeah.
And we're really getting down to the nitty gritty now.
We had that Alice in Wonderland.
Ooh, yes. So we had right. We Macintosh computers. The very first Macintosh came with Alice's Adventure. No, Alice's. It wasn't. It's a chess game essentially, but it's Alice in Wonderland on the label, and it came with this first Macintosh, and they sell repros of it for $100, and we sold that for I think $1,000. Well, a single little 3 1/4 inch floppy disk for $759,
and I think it went to China, right?
Went to China. A lot of the video games. Well, I say China, and what we mean by that is Asian. Somewhere that the person's name was in characters, because we don't technically. Well, no, it did say China, but we don't know if it's Hong Kong or if it's Taiwan. It just says China.
It was an international sale for sure.
Yeah. And we just sold that teapot also.
Yeah.
It did say China. That's true. Mm-hmm. It did. But I would like to narrow it down. I would like to know exactly which part of China it went to. Because it's important for me to
Next
keep track
time
of those
ask,
things,
would
yes.
you?
I will.
What
I will ask
part?
them. Thank you. Thank you for buying this ridiculous teapot for a lot of money. Where are you exactly? Can I have your address? I need to look you up on Google Maps. How many of you look up your sellers on Google Maps? Depends on buyers. Yes, sorry, not sellers.
I have if there's a problem with the address, and
I do if it's just expensive. I want to see what house this is going to. I'm just like, that's part of my.
That for even non-expensive ones. Remember the Ghostbusters pajamas? We're where are these going? And it was like this awesome house in California.
And then we look at Zillow, $6 million house in Malibu, like the round house in it, and they were asking me for an extra discount, and I was like, thank goodness I didn't.
Have you ever sold anything to anybody famous?
Yeah, I mean we have.
A fashion guy from New York City bought some.
That's like an influencer, but I sold the. You can't. It's impossible to know if you're selling to a famous. We've sold to movie studios, like LA, to different set dressing places, but rich people don't buy stuff from you on eBay or famous people.
They're their assistants.
They have teams, right? but they'll tell you something like the particular way to do something because this person requires it, and it goes to like upstate New York, but it's $5,000 chairs or something, and we never figured out who that guy was. That with the two womb chairs, those red womb chairs.
Mm-hmm.
But it was somebody famous. We narrowed it down. I can't even remember now who we thought it was. But we thought it was maybe
something to Robert Kirkman.
Who's that?
Creator of The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So I didn't know that,
That's neat.
Yeah.
I think I heard, doesn't he actually, he does buy stuff on eBay. I mean, some famous people do buy stuff themselves on eBay.
I've sold to numerous different, like, you wouldn't know who they are, but like comic people, like I've sold this guy, he does like cover art, Arthur Sudyam. I sold something to him. I sold something to another guy who I gave a deal on in exchange, and he sent me like an original drawing of Moon Knight. That was pretty cool.
Neat.
And I ended up selling that, of course.
It's Paul Rose said that I still have all my old Star Wars, Battlestar, Superman cards. Not really worth the time to list for ungraded now. Yes, we missed that. Everybody's saying that the pandemic was insane for comics and cards, and now that bubble's gone for the most part. So,
yeah, well, comics are all like, even during then, it was like comics. It's like 10% of comics are worth a ton, maybe even 5%, and the rest are not. Like graphic novels and things that people actually wanted to read did well during the pandemic because people were at home, and
graded stuff, right? So I mean,
and graded, yeah. The bubble. I mean, I felt the bubble burst in the comic market back in 2017, and then COVID happened, and now we're just back. Things have just really deflated.
What I think is interesting is how you can go on and see comic books that are their prices are graded comic books are like $35, $40, $50, and I'm like, doesn't it cost that much to grade them? Like, just because they're now sealed in the plastic thing, the prices have gone down so much that it's cheaper. It's less expensive than they were. What am I trying to say? The graded ones are less than the cost that it was to have graded. I'm seeing that. Because I like stupid comic books, like Richie Rich is like my favorite. Richie Rich. I like 4-star or Dell. So like old Mickey Mouse ones, old like Carl Barks art, Donald Duck stuff, and I don't like superhero stuff. I mean, I don't not like it. Like now when I sell it, because I do sell. We've sold tons of superheroes. We've had Spider-Man #3. I think we undersold everything, but everything we got was kind of not perfect condition. So, and we didn't know your trick of the pressing to make them better.
Yeah. Erotic comics do have nice value, but you can't sell them on eBay anymore.
You can sell them on Mercari though.
Yeah.
I looked up Wii magazines to see a price on our thing. We've gotten like 20 different offers from people selling Wii magazines now. I can't like
You
escape
can
it.
sell them on Hip Comics as well. This is where I sell mine.
Oh my gosh, that just reminded me. We got this offer from somebody on eBay that we didn't recognize the store name, but there was a little Hayfro head next to it, and you sent us an offer on something that we looked up, and
an Ethernet
adapter, like it's like gray thing with some red on it. It's a
Wait, I sent you something?
yes, a BNC
an offer.
Ethernet adapter. You sent us an offer on it, and we had looked
so where
you
did
up.
You look at my store?
We didn't know it was your store. We were just looking up prices for it because we're selling a one. And then you sent us an offer for it, and then it disappeared. And then you did the video on how your SKUs were disappearing. And then you have to, like, sometimes you send out offers, and then you go look for the item and see that it's not there. And then you have to cancel the offer. And I was wondering if that's what happened with that item. With that, it was just like this week. It was just like, a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Where is the thing? Is it right here?
Yeah.
We can. She's gonna go get it and show it.
But I wanted to say,
we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
When Hayfro was asking if we ever sold anything to people famous, a lot of people have replied. Patricia sold stuff to Mad Men set.
Yes, we did too. We sold stuff to back when we sold furniture to Mad Men, and there was another post Mad Men show that took Fontainebleau. It took place at the Fontainebleau in Miami, but I can't remember the name of the show. It was good for the set dressing. Only lasted 1 or 2 seasons. This thing right here. You recognize this little baby?
Yours doesn't have this top thing on it.
Hold on a second. You're lagging.
Okay. Here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we were price checking this, and we price checked it against your account, and then you sent us an offer on it, and then the offer disappeared.
But I still have that listed. I didn't take it down.
You didn't. And
but maybe it disappeared because I reset it.
Oh, that is what happened, huh? You reset ones with offers out? Because maybe we would have bought it from you. What if we bought it from you? Then you would have made a sale.
That would have been crazy funny.
Yeah, we're like, wait a second, that little teeny icon looks like someone we know.
That was your head.
And then I took a screenshot, and then I zoomed in, and I was like,
tiny
wait,
little
it's
head.
Hayfro.
What a small world.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, to have it be this thing is just an oddball unit. I mean,
so that's a good point, though. So it was showing something that was all the way across on the West Coast to us.
So that proves that there's nothing wrong with eBay. It's just our items.
It's
now prove it.
So
Leisure Suit Larry, yes, I have a couple of those.
I want to see what else other people sold to.
I also have Mac Playmate. If any of you remember that, that was a fun one. Floppy version. Okay, wait. Basket Noodles RPG game for the PC. Floppy version be ultra rare. Might have been a promo copy. But wait, where is he saying which one it was? What's he referring to? He's referring to the Neverwinter Nights. Okay. Yeah, I wish I had found that myself. I need to go find some more 25-cent into $2,000 items to be psyched.
I don't know if that's really possible anymore. Everyone's reselling.
Well, we did go into and we bought that $20 CD player, sold it for $120, and then it paid for the Sony thing, which is worth $300 or $400. Mm-hmm. That just happened. That just happened, people. We actually have. We went into this. So I do watch J Ride from time to time, not very often, but I have watched him go into thrift stores. So maybe it was J Ride picks or whatever, not flips. But anyway, and he goes and he said, this is the best store there is, the best store. And it has like bins with remote controls, bins with sunglasses, bins with the digital cameras. We actually did see a massager at this store. It was insane. It was, and he's like, this is the best store ever. And our store looks just like his. And it has all the stuff. So if you guys, I won't tell you where it is, though. Because maybe I want to go get all the high sell-through rate items. But I do not.
Hop in a car and drive up to Vermont.
We really don't sell items below, I mean, we don't want to sell anything below $20. So you can't have just high sell-through rate items. They have to also be worth money. Did anybody say anything else super duper awesome? Like they found something.
I sold a book on Amazon and it went to Steve Jobs. That's pretty neat.
That's awesome. How did you know it went to Steve Jobs? How do you know that? Because that's what I'm wondering. Because I don't always know. You could just tell somebody if an assistant
Where did
gets a
that
hold of you.
comment go? I don't even know where
sorry.
it went.
Where did it go? It's in the ether. Where? Who was the person? Benny Stratton says, I have sold things to studios for props. Actually, Mork and Mindy figure was overnighted to a prop studio in California 15 years ago. Yeah, we've sold things like that for sure.
Amy said she sold a picture to a prop house in NYC for a TV show.
Yeah, there's prop houses, and then we've sold stuff to Silver Cup Studios. I mean, those are the easy ones to determine. Those are going to a TV show or something.
I sold something to a TV show yesterday.
What was it?
Vancouver is really big for filming TV.
So is Canada is in general. Yeah, Toronto.
It's called. So they bought this mid-century modern kind of like plastic teacup set that I got for free. I got from my mother-in-law. And
did you tell him that when you sent it to him? Thank you for purchasing this. I got this for free. Haha.
I said it came from. I did tell her that it came from my mother-in-law, and it's for the show Earth Abides, which is filming right now. I guess it's a sci-fi show. Somebody left a comment on my channel yesterday, and they said that they love those books and they're really looking forward to the adaptation. I've never heard of it.
What did we so recently? So sometimes, like if you're sending to a production company, they give you the not abbreviation, but like a working title, or what was the one that was like ITBIT?
It was Murder's Not in the Building.
Oh, Murder's Not in the Building.
And it was one of those film books that we have they bought.
And it said something on the cover of it, like murder or...
It was the abbreviation of Murder's Not in the Building whatever that is.
The book said like kill or something on the cover. Like it was a white book with big word on the front that said something that we're like, oh my gosh, that's going to killer or something. And so that was the most
Only
recent
Murders
one.
In the Building. What is that stupid show?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not stupid.
Don't say
I don't know why I said that.
How dare you? Yeah, Mad Men bought tons of stuff. At that time, we were mid-century modern dealers, and all of our dealer friends were also
Ryan
getting...
sold to Mad Men also. WTF sold an underground comic from the 70s to someone with the same weird last name as the artist. At the time, I thought maybe it was a family member. Yeah,
probably was.
Yeah.
And we've done that too. We've sold art to the artist's family. That's always fun.
Speaking of same names, one time years ago, and I mean like this probably was like 10 years ago, somebody requested to be my friend on Facebook, and it had the same name as me. And no, it gets weirder. And so I'm like, okay, like he invited me to, it was either a group or it was just being friends with him. And this guy was only friends with people by my name.
Oh my gosh.
I had to leave. It was just too weird. I had to unfriend him.
Yeah.
What's his name? Hayfrosells?
No, my name's Jeff. Like, and my last name.
A little off subject, but still going along the same lines. When we were watching on Flippin' Ain't Easy,
that actually made me cry a little tear of joy.
What?
His story was funny.
Oh, well, we were watching Flippin' Ain't Easy, and near the end of their show on Monday,
do not disturb.
somebody came in and was like, "Oh, I look like your wife." They were saying it to John. And we're twins. And I was trying to look at the little icon of the person. And again, it's my phone. So I had to screenshot it. And then I zoomed in. And it was a woman. I don't know if she really looked like Jenna. But she had their background behind her.
And Jenna's like, nope.
Jenna's like, that's creepy.
Nope.
It is a little creepy, right?
It was totally
poo-poo platter.
Yeah, that's a little too close.
Yeah.
Although we do it all the time. So we're just in fact, we're thinking about what? You want me to tell them? that we're gonna do everyone's background.
Oh,
we're gonna come in your living room
just
and your living room and your living room and your bar and your everything. We're coming for your background. If it's on YouTube, we're coming for you.
So Maria just said, was that an audio of just laughing?
Yes, it is. It is. We have that isolated.
From when I was watching.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh, John is explaining it. It was actually a Photoshop of Jenna with different hair, and they added glasses.
Okay,
it was
that's
quite funny.
Totally different.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that update because
it was totally silly.
Yeah.
Okay. Because Jenna wasn't having it during
I
the
love her.
show.
She's so funny. She's like, "That's creepy."
No, I'm not doing that.
That is hilarious.
She totally went
poo-poo platter.
That's what she did.
That's awesome. That is really funny. Okay, that sounds sort of like something I would
That's
do.
totally less creepy. Because we were
Not
like,
creepy
oh
at
my
all.
gosh, because we're going to take your background one of these days. We're going to be sitting in the flippin' Ain't Easy studio, I'm sure. When we start running out of stuff, we're like, whose background can we steal now?
I was sort of wondering if somebody just changed the hair and added glasses, but again, I was taking a screenshot of the
couldn't
tiny
see that.
little circles, so I couldn't tell.
We couldn't see that at all.
Well, thanks for explaining that.
Biff Boffo is saving all J-Ride videos for a Halloween marathon. I don't know. Specifically, you're saying that it's scary? I mean, he's doing his thing. That's what I think. He's doing it. He's setting goals and he's achieving. I do agree with that. I keep wanting to chart J-Ride's vocalizing on a musical app. That would also be funny. Basket Noodle saying Steve Jobs was not a nice man. I can attest to that. I grew up in Palo Alto, and my school was actually on my high school was on North California Avenue, and he lived on North California Avenue and another road. I can't remember what it is. And he bought up like 3 properties. But he drove around in cars without license plates. So you could always tell who it was. Always be a black, usually a Porsche, sometimes a Mercedes.
A black car, surprising. He only wore black.
Yeah, he only wore black.
Everything
And
was
the
black
windows
around.
would be tinted and there'd be no license plate. And I read later at some point, maybe in his autobiography, that he used to get a new car every period of time so that he legally did not have to get a license plate. He would have only had like a temporary plate. Like he got a new one every month or 3 months or whatever. And then cops really didn't give him a hassle. But because we went to school there, we would be goofy. And this one time we were being super goofy. And I think it was like one of the first times I ever smoked pot right after school. And so we're basically having like a 16-year-old acid trip. And my friend was like, it's so warm and I need to lay down. And he laid down in the middle of the main road, Middlefield it's called. And so, I mean, this does not prove that Steve Jobs is a jerk, because my friend was the jerk. He was laying in the middle of the road, and Steve Jobs comes flying by on the other side of the street, comes to a screeching stop, and just goes, honk, honk. And we're like, it's Steve Jobs. And we're like, hey. And he's like just looked mad and sped off.
As he should have.
So maybe he's actually totally normal, and we're the weird ones.
I would say
Were
so.
we the weird ones?
Yes.
We're the weird ones.
It was you. It was all
But
you.
I have other stories about Steve Jobs. We just being in that area. I went to school in Menlo Park or Atherton, which is where all the executives sort of live. And he would sometimes come, like, supposed to show up for school events. And investors would drag him around and say, you have to come to my kid's school, you know? And Wozniak would come, and he would be the Woz would come in, and he'd be like, hey kids, he'd be all hands-on and like talking with everybody. Steve would be like outside the window of the classroom and look in for a second and then just leave. That was one experience.
Big Dre was saying, I recently sold a replica Chris Pratt Jurassic World vest to a production company. That's weird.
Maybe they're doing the newest one.
Maybe it's a parody of Jurassic Park.
A parody?
A parody. Ryan was saying there was a local preacher who left his wife for a member of his church who had changed her appearance to basically what the preacher's wife looked like, changed her hair, clothes, everything.
That's what they did to Jenna. They changed her to
Emma's
be like,
funny with a large side of yuck.
Yeah, creepy. That's very Silence of the Lambsy.
Put the lotion in the basket. 6x6 is dressing up as me for Halloween. Awesome. I will become him. I encourage people to dress up like me. That would be hilarious.
There's going to be a run on Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, right.
They're very popular now. Go try to buy one.
No, my dad, he wore them back in the 90s. He was all about, he called them turkey shirts. I don't know why.
There was some comment somewhere on a movie that was, there's only two kinds of fat people. There's I can't remember what the first one is, and the second one is a party animal with a Hawaiian shirt, and I chose that route.
David Newman.
Aloha. Aloha.
Saying, I like when you guys play the Jet song, but I wish it included the I can't do it. Wishing it. I think we would get copyrighted.
Oh yeah, we can only play just a little bit of it. Yes, I mean, there, she sang it for you.
But yeah, we would get in trouble if we did the rest of it.
Well, we try to make money on our videos, so with the advertising and we have two sources of income on our channel. We have advertising and major wins. So thank you very much.
John was saying, I find it funny when people do things like that. I guess you made it when people are willing to do that. They say what? Flattery or imitation is the best form of flattery.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then also when people start giving you crap, but so far we've had the best people ever, and no crap has been issued in our direction. My blinders are so thick and so deep, I'd probably be easily ignore it.
I feel like in the very beginning, there were like maybe 2 or so comments, and you were like, nope, delete, block,
cancel.
Bye.
Yeah, I don't have any tolerance
and since
for
then,
it. Nobody.
Hey, I gotta cut out. I have to find.
What? You cannot leave here.
I gotta make a sale.
Major win. Not everybody gets our money. Okay, we're gonna.
Thank you for being here, Hayfro, Jeff, Hayfrosells.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We love having you on.
Yeah, you're great. Say hi to M for us. Aloha.
In person, give her a hug.
They say hi.
Wait, I heard her.
I think we heard her.
I think I did hear her. We love you, Em.
Hey.
Adios.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, have great sales, everybody. We'll see you around the YouTube.
eBayosphere. The e-blog is YouTube sphere.
Aloha.
Aloha.
And we'll go big.
Everyone.
Bye-bye. How do I go big? I'm going big. I'm big. We're big.
John was... Oh, but we lost... Oh, there we are. John was saying that we're too nice. That's why we don't get crap from viewers.
Is that that must be the magic bullet or shield. I'm glad. Good. I mean, that's what we want to be nice. We're inclusive, and also no haters. No haters. Or at least, you know what I think a lot of it is that some people just keep their hater pants off when they take their hater pants off when they enter our chat.
I don't know.
So they're pantsless.
Whatever. We appreciate it. We appreciate everyone being nice.
Absolutely.
We love it. Basket Noodle. Somewhere Basket Noodle said 2 thongs don't make a right. But also is saying our former town supervisor was cheating with the church piano player. Her son was mentally unwell. He found out. Oh. Well, so Darth Thrifter, as we say, it always goes to death in our
death or poop. I think that's what life is all about.
Death or poop.
There's no place else to go. It all ends in death or poop. And taxes, of course. WTF, all the way in Germany, says in addition to erotic comics, horror comics are always worth a closer look. Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, Halloween, Clive Barker, Friday 13th, Ash, all those are a safe bet. We had a lot of, so we know well, I guess I'll just say that
has
I'll
to go
know.
too. Thanks for being here at Dentacor Depot.
Adios. Have a great day.
Oh, have fun with your son's track meet.
Oh, track meet. You're out. You're outside. You have outside sports now. Oh, it's since the pandemic. What's it called? The moon thing that just happened.
Eclipse.
The eclipse was 70 degrees in Burlington. Sunny skies, welcoming everyone to the area. That was our first 70-degree day this year. And we've had maybe some 60s, but this was like warm and sunny. And we had 50,000 extra people in our town. And I guess everybody had a great time. And by the end of the day, they were all gone. They just totally evaporated.
Yeah, the main routes leaving our area were so clogged for hours.
Yeah. And Google Maps had the wrong direction. So people were going down these tiny little roads.
Or people trying to avoid the main thoroughways that were really they were like, finding the side roads, which
they're doing
ended
deep
up being
cut
just
maps.
as clogged.
Yeah, the deep cut.
Silver Hair Stacker!
Aloha!
Sorry I am late. Dang! We still got a few minutes left.
Yeah, we do. And then Basket Noodle has egg lips for some reason. I'm not sure what that is.
Are you trying to be the one that
Egg
says
lips.
rude stuff?
Egg lips. Egg lips. I got it. I figured it out.
Cake death. Wait. Cake or death?
Dendicor saying he's a shot put and discus for the 8th grade team. That's awesome. That's I remember doing those in school. I was never good at either one. They definitely did not give us hard frisbees to throw, but we had shot puts. We did shot puts in grade school.
That's when you like take the thing, you just spin and then you. No. What's that?
No, girls did have different ones. Shot puts straight up just a lead ball.
Oh.
And it's like 8 pounds, and you got to push it. You can't throw it. I think because mostly your arm will fall off, but you've got to just push. And I did that. I've done that. That's one of my life experiences.
Hammer throw.
Amazing, right?
Oh, is that what I'm thinking? Hammer throw.
Hammer throw. Yeah, I think there is one where you've got like the ball on the end of some sort of a chain, and you've got to swing it, and you swing it, go faster, and then whoo. But I only remember that from the arcade game, Hyper Sports or Hyper Olympics or whatever it's called.
So, sort of off topic, but it gave me a really good laugh. Getting back to eBay
There's
a little bit.
nothing off. Get back to eBay. It's off topic.
Well, we're talking about, I don't know what we're talking about right now. But, so, you know how we were joking about you starting OnlyFans with your feet?
Yeah.
Well,
Cheetos, Fritos.
This is so funny. So again,
there is one. Did you find the
No. In the groups I'm in on eBay, someone was like, "Hey, I have this really weird interaction with somebody. I'm selling a pair of shoes," and a potential buyer says, odd question. Have you ever driven a car or truck in these shoes? Also, have you ever floored the gas pedal in these?"
What?
And then what do you know? And everyone's like, "Oh God, yes, I've seen this exact same thing appear on another group where somebody asked the exact
What does
same
it mean?
questions." And they're like, "It's somebody with
Double
a foot
rainbow
fetish."
all the way. What does it mean?
And so just this today on a different Facebook group, someone was like, "I just got this really weird questions about these shoes I'm selling." The person asked if I've ever worn them and kneeled in them. Mm-hmm. And people are like, "Yep, foot fetish.
Have you ever urinated in your shoes? Have you ever urinated in your pants and they dribbled down onto your shoes?
And this one person didn't realize that.
Can you just for me, can you tell me how that would be good for a foot fetish person?
Well, people are like, "Just say yes, just sell the damn things."
But
I did. This person, I don't think they realized, or maybe they did on purpose. They in their screenshot, it has the user's name. So I did go to look for that person on eBay. They're not there anymore. So I don't know.
Well, they changed their usernames or something. Talk about the hammer, the ban hammer. Major Win says, haven't heard from Joe Ban in a while. His pic kind of looks like the Fire Festival guy. Well, we welcome Joe Ban. He had his opinions, and they're valid. I hope maybe he took
He's
away
getting
that.
back to listing his 6,000 sales in a month.
Yeah.
Is that what someone said? There were 6,000 sales.
I don't think he said that. But I mean, he learned a little something that not everybody can do. Not everybody can do the exact same thing and just get high sell-through rates and go to the store every day and has even stores to go to for that matter. We don't even have bins here. If you were a member, you would see us go to the bins. And then we did put up another a very short video this week in the member section about the map room. If you remember Indiana Jones, when they have the map on the staff of Ra, and then you put the thing on there, and then it shoots the laser beam down. I did a little thing on that, a similar thing to that. And I show a little piece of my desk. Ooh, revealing piece of my desk.
Ryan says he and his brother would sell his old socks on eBay as a joke until they realized it was pervs buying them. This was about 20 years ago. And then WTF is saying, yeah, does anyone remember the 90s and early 2000s on eBay when you could sell worn clothes at high prices with a note worn by gay? That is funny.
You know
I don't remember.
I don't remember that. I remember when they stopped allowing you to sell kidneys on there and stuff. But I know jock straps still sell. At least I haven't personally have knowledge of that, but I've heard that they still do sell. And tidy whities, like you can sell. Can't you sell used things on?
Well, I don't know. I'm
used
thinking
clothing?
we all need to start saying, like, in our titles that we're selling shoes or clothing, like
super grody.
Pooped
Perfect
in them
for you.
by mistake, had diarrhea accident. I mean, I don't know.
Pooped in shoes. Extra
Going
poop.
to the poop, Darth Ritter.
Yeah, I don't. And then Basket Noodle says, "What sock size? What size sock are those? Jeez,
Flipping ain't easy. I don't care if pervs buy all the items I sell.
seriously."
I am going to keep selling.
If I knew that, I would. I don't want to deal in those. But if I have to run the poopy underwear boutique store on eBay, I'll do so. If that means I make the money.
Right. I think in the terms and
It is supposed to be unworn. 6x6 says. So
Right.
that's probably a newer law.
I think in
a righteous law.
the terms of sale, it says that everything has to be laundered. I think I've read that.
Well, but underwear specifically may have to be unworn on eBay just because it's weird.
Or you could say for display.
But Mercari, you've got Mercari, you've got Poshmark, you've got other Bonanza. Bonanza doesn't turn away anything, do they? So Basket says, right, painting a smiley face on a yellow sock and taking after photos of it sneezing. Yeah, I think that's rude, but I don't know for sure. Penny Stratton says,
We were just born yesterday, so we have no idea what that means.
yeah, back in the day. What are these? I just woke up this morning. How do I use these?
You always joke. Were you just born? What are these things? With these long things? John says, I think some of my buyers have a safety toilet seat fetish.
That's gross. But they do buy them. Now, do safety seats can they be used, or do they have to be new? I bet can those be used? Can like recuperative care stuff? I wonder.
Wait, what?
Yes, it's rude. Basket Noodle says.
Wait, did you read Patricia's?
I was getting to that, but you jumped ahead to John because you wanted me to use
poo-poo platter.
That sound bite.
Because poo.
So Basket Noodle says, no, I already read that one. Yeah, back in the day, you didn't even have to wash the clothing before you shipped it. That was the old rules. Patricia said there was a guy who listed his ex's bridal gown on eBay after she cleaned out their house and left only the gown behind. Made the wire services, brought huge auction bids. That's awesome. Was the dress actually intrinsically valuable, or just because he had the sob story on it? I wonder. Ryan says there's a couple of card sellers who have their wife or girlfriend hold the cards in listings, like a full body picture. So
Are
it's
they
like
placed
and there's like this
over
tiny
their...
little card.
Ooh.
I'm guessing that.
Or they're like in bikinis and they're all like, look at this.
Well, they're totally getting rid of that. Like on Twitch and stuff, that's a streaming platform, and they not really a YouTube rival, but sort of.
Yes, Short Cryptid Tales. Yeah, there was a woman that got rich. I think it was during the pandemic, right? Selling her farts in a jar. She would
yes.
fart into a jar.
I think that was Pokimane or whatever from Twitch. And she, I got a new offer. I got to go get it. Let's see. Because he sent me a, okay, so we went from 16 to 12. Oh, new offer. Did that come in twice?
Maybe is somebody else also on it?
No, I think it was the same offer, just came in twice. You know the little slide in? I love that little slide in that comes across the top. It's like new offer. It's $12. I want 16. It's $5 shipping. It's going to Redondo Beach, so it's going to be the most expensive one. No, I'm going back with 14. It's a $2 difference, but I don't care. I don't want to send this to him actually because it's all the way in Redondo Beach, and we only charge $5. And it's be like $6.25 to ship it. So
okay, go ahead, do it.
No, do it. I don't want you to buy it.
Oh, hush.
Take that.
Hush.
America in the Dark, Hollywood, 1977 hardcover. I'm gonna pretend like it just sold though. Cool. Does everybody get like? Does your wallet start to itch when you hear that noise? You're like, hey, I can go to Costco or go buy something. Mine
Paul
does.
Rose was saying to Ryan, yes, I've seen that. It works. It made me click. The guy that got rich selling rocks, Benny
rocks.
Stratton. Major win. Chat starting to poo-poo platter hard right now. You can
It's
tell
good.
that
We're
we're
at the
getting
end.
toward the end.
Thankfully, yes, we did not read everyone's comments today because I tried to keep more towards. We were 20 minutes behind, and then I just sort of went bloop, and so then we're not at the.
Oh,
at the
wait a
end.
second. Wait, what was it that? Because Ryan is saying, yeah, short cryptid sales, yes, and she had a heart attack doing it. Wait, what was it?
Huh?
Wait, short cryptid.
John said you have new or used as options when listing the toilet seats. Okay. But you can list toilet seats. That's good. Because not everybody cares. Some people aren't grossed out by everything like we are. But then again, if anyone else was judging us, they would say we're disgusting. Yeah, we can't handle other people's filth.
Whoa.
So that's how it goes.
Betty's saying
That's pretty
Muhammad
typical.
Ali's boxing trunks are coming up for sale. The ones he wore in the Thrilla in Manila.
That's
And-
sports stuff doesn't have the same thing because people want the sweat.
They're expected to go for $5 million.
Everybody wants to see sweat. Till you can't sweat no more. What's that song? It's like reggae. That's it. That's the one. Yeah.
Girl, I wanna.
I want to see you sweat. Till we can't sweat no more. I think they're talking about something.
WTF likes to slide in too, especially when it doesn't end and multiple buy is coming in.
Yeah, I like that too. This was lame and only one. Actually, two. It came in twice. So it came in once. I clicked on it, and then it came in again. The same one though. Totally lame.
Wait, Sean is asking, am I the only one looking forward to the Fallout series coming out today? What?
Fallout series? Is it? It must be a car. Fallout sounds like a video game. I think it's a video game. Fallout.
Oh.
And then wait, I saw. John says I am the only one looking forward. Oh, that's what he. I'm sorry, I didn't read what you said. Fallout series. Is that a video game? We're gonna go check.
Oh, I see Basket Noodle is replying to him. It's a...
Is it a TV show? Oh, it's a TV show. No, it's a video game. No, it's a
media franchise.
It's a media franchise, but is it a
Role-playing video
TV
game?
show from a video game? That's what I'm trying to find out. Because I think it's Fallout is the role-playing RPG. Is there a series developed? Yeah, I don't see a TV show. So yeah, video game. Okay, we solved it. No, I don't do. Wait, this adaptation of the post-apocalyptic video game. Maybe it is a TV show. IGN Fallout Season 1 reveal.
Basket Noodle.
We don't even know what we're talking about.
The stuff you come up with, your mind is bonkers.
I play Fallout 1 and 2 on the PC. Oh, video game. Yes. Okay. I thought maybe it was a TV show, but I don't know it. So that's obvious. Is that obvious to you? We obviously don't know it. The only video games we play are I play any, Nintendo. I'll play old school games. And then, like I said last week or a couple weeks ago, I have played Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto, I just run around and drive the cars. I don't even play the game. I just like doing that for some reason. And then on Call of Duty was the game I was really got into because live. So on Microsoft Live or whatever. It's fun playing with teenagers that get just so worked up. And then if somebody's really annoying, you just go shoot them and just run around shooting them and gang up on them and stuff. I don't know. I kind of enjoy that.
I think the last video game I played was that one where it was like kick, punch, it's all in the mind. Punch, punch, kick, kick, punch.
That's
What
We
was
Papa
that?
Girl Rapper. That's actually a band.
Yoji or
We Papa Girl Rappers is actually a band.
it was like 25 years
It was
ago.
the PlayStation, 1 game. It was We Papa Rapper, maybe it was called.
Yeah.
Papa the Rapper. Parappa the Rapper, Ryan. Nice.
Punch, punch, kick,
Kick, punch. You loved it. You played a couple of games. You played when the Xbox came out with the eyeballs, and you sliced the watermelons. You played that for a while, and then but that was still like 10
I don't
years
remember
ago.
that.
What are these? What? Where did I get these?
What do I do with this thing that's attached to a long thing?
The trailer looked good, Paul Rose says, but I'm not a gamer. Apparently, it's more girl boss than the game. But what isn't these days? Yeah, with games, I don't have time. John, you got time to play games? Damn. He wants to double his inventory
He
this
makes
year.
time.
You got to make time.
Needs to enjoy
So
life.
we did hear
golfing.
you saying on on Flipping Ain't Easy, talking about rest in a bed. So I don't know how people don't know this, but if you don't know, your bed is like one of the most important things in the world. So you should be spending, I know this sounds crazy, but your mattress, you should be replacing it every 4 years. And you should be spending, unless you get like a $20,000 mattress, like the blue checkered one or the one stuffed with from I don't know, Shakespeare made it or something. They're $20,000 beds that you have restuffed and retwisted every year or something. You can get that. But otherwise, you should be spending about like $1,500 to $2,000 every 4 years on a bed.
We're due for a new one then.
We are. But that's the rules on a good bed, like on a good one, because sleeping is a third of your life is in bed. And especially in this world, in this job that we do, you need to be well rested, because it actually is really miserable if you don't sleep well.
Does anyone dream about eBay or have nightmares about it?
Just folding, just folding things or packaging, just like that's my whole dream is just tape gun after tape gun. But I could be into a new game. I've literally been thinking about playing it, and then there's just never time to sit down and go play. We have a whole living room over there that we haven't been in like a year. The dog goes in there, but we don't do anything. That's like where you go relax. So
In where?
so-
The living room?
Yeah, we haven't been in there in like a year because we don't relax a lot. But everybody says that they like the Fallout and the old school games. And somebody's got illegal emulators running. Benny Stratton has emulated. That's illegal. I'm reporting you. Hold on. Beep, beep, beep. Who do I call?
Ryan has nightmares about getting negative feedback all the time. I have 100% feedback.
We do too.
Josh Galt first. That is so
The bean is in the house. 1 minute left.
And
He
Jack
came in-
got here.
Jack and Josh got here at the last second.
I love that.
Cuckoo platter.
That is definitely the comment that wins today. First.
And M believes that too. I mean, yeah. So sleep. So if there's anything you take away from this show, rest is most important for anything for doing any job. But it's really important when you work for yourself, because emotions, it's tough to work for yourself. You don't have anybody else to fall back on, and you have to have good rest. And the key to good rest is getting rest, going to sleep, and C, or possibly 3, having a good mattress to sleep on.
Yeah.
So, by the way, we sell mattresses, 2,000% drop ship markup. We don't sell mattresses. So, on that note, Hayfrosells was happening. Oh, you're buying a purple. Yeah. So if you're getting a purple, make sure check out. They have a couple different levels of purple. I'm not going to say you have to, but the $3,000 one is best. I mean, I'm a heavy guy though, so you might be able to get away with not having that one. But they're really expensive. I think they've come down a little bit in price. They used to not have any sales, but now they're giving out more sales. So make sure you check out. I'm trying to remember. It's the one.
Those are the ones that come like shrink wrapped, and you just cut them, and they go boing.
Yeah,
and then your
pretty
mattress
much
is
all
there.
do that now. But the purple one's the one with the purple grid on the top, and then they have 3 different levels of it.
They have the outlet there in Vegas.
You can just go
nice.
get one. That's
yeah,
awesome.
We don't have that.
So you have to. It's really tough in Vermont where we don't have the cool ghost beds and all these things that come packaged. We don't have anywhere to go test them out. So we've had to test them out. I have had good luck. So
Jack was
Ryan
saying,
has a $200 Amazon mattress. No.
Jack was saying he just got
Ryan,
up
you're canceled.
from 4 hours. I put in 20 hours across
sleeping?
listing and
Nice.
getting
No,
non-eBay
not
sales
sleeping.
ready. Now back to it.
No,
We'd love to say
Jack works all the time. He's always going. Now back to it. Would love to say I was putting in time on eBay and it would pay off, but this is eBay. Yeah. In some cases, I say Silver Hair Stacker says he sleeps on his death pile. Death piles aren't the most comfortable way to sleep, but I do. Everybody go out and buy a $3,000 mattress today. That's what's most important. Please do that. Support your local mattress people.
I sleep. That's so funny.
People do that though. This is not an issue, but it is critical. People do take mattresses for granted. They just think if you have one, it's good. But I promise you, if you have a good one, it's life-changing.
And one last note from John on cross-listing. Tree Cat is going to have their schedule function next week.
Ooh.
From what they are telling John and Jenna.
That's the schedule, the end in relist or end in sell similar schedule. And probably scheduling first times too. Yes. Okay, cool. And I think that I know that they weren't onboarding new customers right this second. But I think that must be also coming up. That they weren't able to take on new customers for a second because of I forget what was the reason.
The beta on eBay or something.
Oh no, it was the allotment or something. They are taking new customers now. Okay, so forget what I said.
Thank you, John.
We're on the same page here. So cool. Thank you everybody for joining us and hanging out with us.
just got to slide in.
You just got to slide in. All right. We'll give you a final horn and thanks again for joining us, and we'll be back on Friday at 4:00 with our Tiki show, and then next week we'll be back with our regular shows on Monday and Wednesday at 1:00. And until then, Hey,
where's Ladybug?
Where is Ladybug today? Thanks, John.
Aloha, Ladybug.
Aloha, Paul and M.
Everyone, thank you. We love you.
WTF, Betty Stratton and Ryan and Silver Hair Stacker. We see you, Jack, and we see you, Basket Noodle, and we see everybody. I'm lost again. Patricia and Paul Rose and 6x6. Have a great couple of days. Hope your sales are great, and we'll see you on Friday.